I'm sure that you've seen them as well, but I'm always seeing these videos on here with titles like 10 facts about Saitama that you don't know, or 10 facts about Goku that you probably don't know. And every time that I click on one of them, I watch it, and it ends up being a list of 10 facts that pretty much everybody already knows. Trying to be sneaky and trick people into thinking that they're going to learn some new groundbreaking fact, some secret about a character that everybody already knows everything about anyways. So I figured that it was about time that somebody on here was honest. So without further ado, I present 10 facts about Piccolo that you probably already know, but I'm going to tell you again anyways.
Off my sneakers to the ground, I do not jump, I move the earth down. Bear witness to the genius of my sound. Born at the bottom, but now I'm top down. Look, I'ma call it swagger. I slip through time zones like a cloak and dagger. Mad rubies on my chain, you can see your name bubbling, blood vein, your girls in my baby.
Number 10. Kami and Piccolo are two halves of the same person. Known only as the Nameless Namekian, several hundred years ago, a Namekian child arrived to Earth and landed his ship in the Yunzabet Heights. After years of seclusion, he left the Heights and made his way to the Lookout, where he met the Guardian of Earth. He eventually decided that he wanted to become the next Guardian. However, the Guardian said that he could not because he was suppressing impurities. As a result, the Nameless Namekian purged all of the evil from his body, and this resulted in the creation of two separate beings, one good and one pure evil. The good being became known as Kami, the Guardian of Earth, and the evil being became Piccolo. Number 9. The current being that we know as Piccolo is actually the reincarnation of King Piccolo, or the kid, if you want to call him that. But yeah, he's not the same Piccolo that was created when Kami purged the evil from his body. He's the reincarnation, or his kid, or something along those lines. The original Piccolo was killed by Goku. However, just before he died, he puked up an egg and shot it off into the distance. Now, have you ever played Mario Brothers 2? Remember the boss or the enemy in it that would attack you by spitting big eggs at you? It was kind of like that, only not a Yoshi and a hell of a lot further. Anyways, though, when the egg finally hatched, we got introduced to the being that we currently know as Piccolo. Although he was a lot smaller because, you know, he was a baby. But yeah. Number 8. Piccolo was originally supposed to be a demon. If you go back and you watch the original Dragon Ball series, or if you read the original manga, you'll notice that when they talk about Piccolo, they refer to him as Demon King Piccolo. Because during Dragon Ball, the first, prior to Dragon Ball Z, for all intents and purposes, Piccolo was just that. He was a demon. The Namekian thing, that was a retcon after Dragon Ball Z started. Although, to be honest, this is Dragon Ball, and they've got one of the most forgetful creators in the history of anime, so I wouldn't be surprised if Toriyama just forgot that Piccolo was a demon. But anyways, yeah, Piccolo originally was a demon. Number 7. Piccolo only needs water to survive. So I guess one of the perks of being a Namekian is that you don't have to worry about starving to death. Like all Namekians, Piccolo does not eat food. He only needs water to survive, which is unique in the anime world, a world that is inhabited by countless heroes that have a seemingly unending appetite. I guess that it would have its perks, but the poor guy's definitely missing out. You notice how all the pics that I just showed you had people eating and Piccolo was not in any of them? Okay, well there are like 2 scenes through the whole series that does show Piccolo eating, but we do know for a fact that Namekians do not need food. So Piccolo eating, when they showed him eating, was either simply filler or just another case of temporary memory loss by Toriyama. So number 6, Piccolo is one of only 2 characters that have actually managed to kill Goku. So through the entire series, through all of Dragon Ball, Piccolo tried to kill Goku. And then Dragon Ball Z starts, and he kills him almost immediately. It happens during the fight against Raditz. Goku has to hold Raditz in place while Piccolo charges the special beam cannon up. And then, since Raditz would dodge the attack, if he would have let go, Goku had to continue to hold Raditz in place while Piccolo attacked him. So the attack tore through Raditz, flew through Goku, killed both of them. Now, the other character that managed to kill Goku was Goku himself. I'm not going to give Cell credit for that. I don't care if it was his attack or not. Goku can teleport. It's his own dumbass fault. He had plenty of time to take Cell somewhere else, leave him there, and then come back, but he stayed. It's his own dumbass fault that he died. That was suicide. Sorry, I kind of got off track there. Sorry. Number 5. Piccolo is the only character that has ever actually killed Shenron. So, have you ever wondered why Kami was old as hell and Demon King Piccolo was young, at least in appearance? That's because during the original Dragon Ball series, before he died, King Piccolo gathered up the Dragon Balls and he wished for Shenron to restore his youth. Being the nice eternal dragon that Shenron is, he granted the wish. And hung around for a minute, and I'm sure he was expecting a thank you or something, but instead all that he got was a face full of energy blast and then some death. Kinda rude, but I mean, I guess Piccolo is a being made of pure evil, so I suppose that these are the kinds of things that we should expect from a person known as the Demon King. Number 4. For a short time, Piccolo managed to surpass the Super Saiyans to become the most powerful character on the show. So it was short-lived, but it did happen. Piccolo managed to briefly surpass the Super Saiyans. Piccolo's history makes things like this kind of confusing, though. I mean, he is Piccolo, but it can be argued that at this point he isn't actually the same Piccolo anymore. But during the Cell Saga, the fighters were all completely outmatched, including the Super Saiyans. Out of desperation, Piccolo and Kami decided that in order to save the Earth, their best chance would be if they were to remerge. So the nameless Namekian that split into the 2 beings became one again. Now at this point, he was by far the strongest of the group. So strong in fact that it actually caused Vegeta to stop flying, revert back to his base form, and flip out because he did not know who was putting off so much power. But as I said though, I mean, it was short-lived. Now, he threw down with Cell for a while, but did end up getting his ass beat. However, for that brief moment, Piccolo was without a doubt the strongest character in the show. Number 3. Piccolo has 4 children, or brothers, or whatever you want to call them. Now this really depends on how you want to look at the situation. When King Piccolo spit out the egg, the current Piccolo hatched from it. Originally, he was called Piccolo Jr. Now saying Jr. implies that, like the beings that I'm going to be talking about here in a moment, current Piccolo is actually King Piccolo's son. However, he is normally considered his reincarnation. So I know that in this video so far I've talked about things that both have done and attributed them both to the same person. And for simplicity's sake, I'm going to continue to treat them like they're the same person. So there are many offspring, but only 4 of them have been named. There's Piano, Tambourine, Cymbal, and Drum. Now, since at the point when they were born in the story, King Piccolo was still just a demon. So the offspring, the kids, don't look completely Namekian. They resemble it, but not exact, because, like Piccolo, they were just considered demons at the time, not really just a race. So now we know that Piccolo is a Namekian. We'll just say that they are mutant Namekians or something like that. But there are 4 of them. Number 2. Piccolo is not a he or a she. See, when people talk about Piccolo, they tend to use the word he, which is understandable. I mean, he has no boobs, and as we all know, boobs or a lack of boobs is the way that we differentiate between the sexes in anime. And he has other male traits as well, his deep voice, his physique overall. So one could be forgiven for saying he when talking about him. I do it all the time. However, the word he really cannot be applied to Piccolo. People tend to forget that he's not an Earthling or a Saiyan or any of those other similar races that we view as being human. Piccolo's Namekian, and Namekians could not be any different from the Saiyans and the humans. Piccolo is not a he or a she because Namekians do not have genders. He's not a male or a female. See, I just said he. It is what it is. But the Namekians, the Namekians do not identify as any gender. God, that would suck. And number 1. Piccolo is only 4 years older than Gohan is. So when Dragon Ball Z started and Gohan was 4, that means that Piccolo was 8 during the Raditz fight. And that's just a crazy fact, I think. It's surprising. I wonder if that's got something to do with why they're so close. I don't know. It's just a crazy fact. One of the most interesting facts from the entire show. Anyways, though, guys, so this is the 10 facts about Piccolo that you probably already know, but I'm going to tell you again anyways video. And I'm going to do a whole bunch more of these on other characters. But go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.